Next, we're going to learn about capacity planning, capacity requirement planning in SAP production planning. The topics that we're going to cover today, they are basic functions of capacity planning, capacity evaluations, calculation of capacity requirements, graphical planning tool, customizing of time profile, customizing of strategy, and some other profiles as well. So let us start with a business example. You are working in a manufacturing company and you want to get an overview of SAP capacity planning. Therefore, you want to find out about the capacity planning environment. In your company, numerous evaluations are required for the capacity situation of the work center. In your production process, you want to level the capacity loads on the resources. To do this, you use the capacity leveling function to compare the capacity requirements with the available capacity. So basically, in the third point, what it's saying is, if you want to compare with how much capacity we have and how much orders we have, so how much load we have, you can say, or how much capacity we have available. So we'll talk about in more details in today's class. First of all, we'll start with capacity evaluation. Now, in the earlier lectures, we have seen that how the requirements are generated. So basically, we have seen that we create the planned orders or the production orders or the process orders from the master data. So master data, so if you want to create a, say, a planned order, a production order, a process order, it will be reading the data, master data. So master data can be a material master, it can be a BOM, it can be routing as well. So the capacity related data comes from the routing, which has a work center, and work center has a further capacity in CR02, where we have seen earlier, where we maintain all the capacity that, okay, this work center is working Monday to Friday from say 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., something like that. So that's the capacity planning we maintain in the routing. So all this data will be copied to the planned order and process order, and from there the capacity requirement will be calculated. So we want to see that, okay, if suppose in the next 1 month we got, say, this much capacity, then we want to compare with what we got in the pipeline. So how much orders we have, we need to process, we need to manufacture and all that, and we want to compare for it. So let's have a look how we can do it in SAP. And using this, we have like different views and different setting we can do. So we'll talk about this one here. So the transaction is CM01. So if you use CM01 transaction, you can use this transaction to view the load on a specific work center. So let me show you this transaction. So if you go to on SAP menu, you can go to logistic production, and then you can open the capacity planning, then under leveling, work center view, open that, not this one, evaluation, work center view, and CM01. So that's the transaction you can use to see the load. So if I open this transaction, and I'm using this work center that I created earlier for demo purpose, so I will enter my work center and I will enter my plant, leave the capacity planner group as blank for now, and you can click on the standard view. If I click on the standard view, it will show me the capacity available on this work center, and by default is showing me on weekly basis. For example, whatever date is today, from today's date onwards, it will show you the calendar month weeks. So here this is saying that, okay, as per today's date, so 27th, next week is the 27th month of this year, and then 28th month, 29th, like so on. So it will show you, say, how many are there, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So 10 weeks is showing me here by default. So it's showing me that, okay, in the next 10 weeks we got this much capacity and this much requirement. So here you can see the requirements means what we have from the production orders and planned orders, production order mainly actually. So these are the capacity, these are the requirements coming from the planned production order, and these are the capacity, available capacity. So available capacity comes from where? From the data we maintain in CR02. So if I open one more screen here, and if I show you this work center CR02, enter this work center, go to capacity and scroll down, click on capacity, and if you remember, we click on interview and shift. So here we maintain these are the working hours of this work center. So all this data, all the capacity will calculate it from here. And this one is showing, the next one is showing capacity load. So comparing the requirement versus available capacity, this is the load we have on this week. Okay, and here is showing you the remaining capacity. So whatever is the remaining, and if you see the red one, that means it's overloaded. On this week, this work center is overloaded. So that means we got more orders than the available capacity. So we need to do the adjustment. Last column is showing you the hours, unit hours. Okay. So here you can see, for example, the red, anything that you see in as a red line, that means is overloaded. Overloaded means here you can see that the requirement we have is 60.5 hours. However, our work center is only available for 36 hours. That means we need to do the production for 60 hours, but we are working only 36 hours. So comparing this one, the capacity load is 168%. That means more than 100%. And we are lacking 24.5 hours. That means 24.5 hours extra time is required or we to complete this job. However, we not, as per the available capacity or the working hours on this work center, 24.5 hours are required extra. So we need to do some adjustment. Same way you can see, for example, if you see on the week number 31, it's showing you that I got 30 hours of requirement is there. Available capacity is 36 hours. That means that's fine. 36 hour capacity is there, but we only need 30 hours. And 83% of it is consumed, and what is left? 36 minus 30, 6 hours still left. So you can see, okay, on what week how much remaining capacity is there. Okay, for example, you can see here we got 24.5 hours. We need to make the adjustment, so we can move this one to this one. So we can move the production order from here and change the date of the production order as a start date and finish date and move it on the next week. So that's how you can do the adjustment. And if you want to see that, okay, that on this week, say this red one, okay, what production orders are consuming all the capacity. So what you can do, you can either double click on the line like this, or you can select the line and click on this button on the top, capacity details period. So it will show you the planned orders that are scheduled for this week. So if you double click, so these are the 3 planned orders only. I already created before this class to show you the dummy purpose. And if I double click on any of the planned order, production order, if I double click on this, it will directly jump to the production order change screen. So here you can see this is the quantity, this is the dates required and everything. So if I go back, same thing, you can double click on any production production order and it will jump to that screen. So if I go back, so here I am. So showing you these are the quantities, these are the hours consumed, and these are the dates. If I go back, same thing, if I do it on, say here is showing 1 hour is required only. If I double click on it, so here is, it will show me there are only 2 production order here. If I go back like this, so you can see the detail view here. So that this screen is very, very important. So it's used in a lot in the real-time environment to see the capacity. So in the next 1 month, they want to see, okay, what is the requirement and what is available capacity, and just want to make sure that nothing is overloaded. So if there is any red line here, so we need to think about it and do the adjustment. Okay, so we can open any order and we can do the adjustment. So now I'll show you some other stuff as well. And whenever you make any changes, for example, if you double click on this one, double click on this order, change the dates here, whatever, and then go back and click on this refresh button, it will do the refresh. If I click on standard overview, it will show you the graphical form. If you click on the standard overview, it will show you the graphical form, the same thing.